Hello, friends, and welcome to Figure Study, where we appreciate the form in Transformers. Today, we're taking a look at MakeToys Rioter Despotron, and I'm just gonna say right off the bat, I freaking love this thing. I love it. It is fun. The transformation is satisfying. I can't decide if I have more fun messing around with him in pistol mode or posing him in robot mode. He's fun. So if you're on the fence, my recommendation would be order him, and then you can watch this while you wait for your order to process or something. I don't know, but he is awesome. Anyway, Rioter Despotron, follow up to Striker Manus, part of their MakeToys Cross Dimension series, and so cool. I'm honestly not sure what specific line this Megatron is supposed to be from, but he is very neat. He's kittens. Don't know if you could hear that. Anyway, he is very cool. And he is a sizable pistol, too. He's not tiny. I mean, he's not huge, but he's not tiny. And he's surprisingly comfortable to grip. He doesn't look like he would be with this funky, ridiculously skeletal thing he's got going on here. But yeah, he actually works pretty well. It's not too bad. Only real issue is these bits down here. Might poke you in the finger if you're gripping it a certain way. But other than that, works good. He's got the little trigger there, which is just a tiny spring-loaded thing. And, for what it is, it's fine. And it's just fun for me to be like, pew, 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 pew. I actually do that around the apartment. Anyway, now, lots of people have made this observation. Pia was the first person that I saw make the comparison, and I wholeheartedly agree that Rioter Despotron in gun mode looks like a pistol you'd see in something like Serenity or Firefly. It's a neat, semi-futuristic looking pistol. I'm really into it. I like the whole double-barreled thing, and it's cool. I mean, some of the color distribution is a little bit weird, because you've got things like the silver in the front here, the black for the grip is fine, but then it also carries underneath the barrels here, and that's a little bit weird, just color-wise to me, but, it still looks really good. And then also, when you look at it from certain angles, you end up with, gaps that are a little bit unfortunate, but, wasn't expecting it to be perfect. It's not perfect, but it's great. And even actually painted the tips of the barrels there to make it look like they, had chambers or whatever. It's a neat pistol mode. I really, really like it. And there's this really nice, it's gonna be hard to see, but there's this really nice kind of deep purple translucent plastic that they've got for the sights, which is very nice. And then you've got this bit here, which you could argue is like the hammer, but yeah, we'll deal with that later. Yeah, overall, very nice. And because of the way that he's built and transforms, you don't get a whole lot of unfortunate, one side looks better than the other. Because, with some toys you end up with, you've got the side that has all the screw holes, and then you've got the other side that's the better side. Don't really have that problem with Rioter Despotron. He's actually surprisingly kind of symmetrical most of the way through, which is not something I was expecting. Yeah, I am into it, though. He is a nifty little space pistol. And just in case you were wondering for scale, bring in Samus. And there you can see he's a decent size. What I'd call slightly larger than a normal sidearm, but I'm not a gun guy, so I don't really freaking know. But he's a good size. He fits in my hand a lot more comfortably than why am I blanking on the name now? Mitron. Than DX9's Supreme Leader Mitron, because the grip on him is a little bit too thick. This fits really nicely in my hand, so I'm cool with that. Anyway, that is the gun mode. The gun mode is cool. The gun mode is fun. Now let's look at the other cool and fun mode. And oh me, oh my. This is so freaking cool. I adore Rioter Despotron's style. He's full of all this really interesting, like almost biomechanical looking details, like in the legs and the torso here, which, you know, zoom in on in a minute. He's got a really nice color breakup where he's got like the silver going down the front here, but then the black on the sides. Just kind of the way it all kind of flares up. He's got like the red sides and the red biceps that actually kind of are evocative of a Megatron toy, and oh, it's so cool. And then like the really cool sword that stores in the scope that is also the cannon, and it's so neat. Tiny bit of parts forming, which some people may take issue with, like these cannon barrel things up here actually unclip from the arms and are put there, and the fusion cannon scope goes from there to there, but tiny bit. But oh, this thing is so cool. I love just the silhouette is fantastic. Again, like I think I mentioned in the animated Prowl video, I have a thing for big shoulders apparently, and he's got like the slightly big shoulders, which is just really neat to me. It just looks so cool. He's just fantastic. The style is so nice. Now getting a little closer here, you can see that, again, the grip and the section under the barrel make up his legs, and I'm honestly shocked at just how symmetrical his legs end up being. Like, if it weren't for the fact that the trigger was just hanging out here on his kneecap, they wouldn't look any different. And, I mean, mechanically, they're both exactly the same. Like, the tricks that you do to transform this leg, you can actually do with this leg. It's not going to look the same once you're done, because there's no trigger here, but it's just really nice that you've got, like, you know, they've made the same legs, basically. And the midsection, pelvis area, not bad. I really like this whole torso section, like just the mechanical details here, and this almost looks like engine parts that also double as ribs. And this nice little purple triangular, not quite triangular, diamond-shaped bit here that can be switched out for a gray one, but I like the purple. And the gold, like cannon shells almost. They're very nice. He's a really, really neat robot. And then, of course, you got the sword, which is ultimately pretty basic. You just got a little bit of silver at the hilt, and then everything else is just purple plastic. There's a little bit of a bubble in mine right there, which is a shame. And up there. But whatever. It's still cool. He is a very nifty robot. He's also got, like, Gundam-style feet, which I actually do appreciate. The one thing that I'm not super into in the grand scheme of things is his head. I mean, his head's not bad. It just, I don't know, it just, I think it's just like this funky little trident-looking head crest thing doesn't quite do it for me. But other than that, I think it looks fine, and I like that they painted these little kind of not quite vent things in there. And he's got a little bit of silver paint for the chin strap there, some almost purplish red eyes. Yeah, I mean, he looks like a Megatron. He looks like a, you know, Megatron that went through some kind of alternate universe filter, which I guess is sort of the whole point. But I don't know, the head is not the, like, I don't hate the head. It's not, it's just probably the weakest aesthetic piece of this figure, because the rest of it I love. I just love the overall look of this guy. And yes, you can open up his chest to reveal his not matrix. I don't know what it is. And the reason I want to point that out is because I've seen some videos on this guy where people have a lot of trouble getting the chest open, and I figured out the way that you do it is you actually reach underneath and open this way, because the reason why that works so much better than trying to come in from the top is you actually get a lot more to grip from underneath, because if you tilt him up, you can see that he's actually, like, there's just empty space down there, which, you know, when he's being displayed, you're not going to notice it, but it gives you a good kind of section to grip, so you can just reach underneath and pull that open with very little effort. Someone like me with really crappy, practically non-existent fingernails can do it. And then you can fold that down, take out the... do it so that you can actually see it. Take that out. And whatever it is, it looks pretty cool. I don't have any strong feelings about it one way or the other. But I do like how they actually molded in spaces for it, so when it's folded up in there, it actually fits in very nicely. Yeah, so that's the trick to his chest. Not complicated. So yeah, Rioter Despotron is fantastic. He's probably the most fun I've had with a third-party figure in a really long time, because, you know, a lot of the third-party figures I have are neat and look really good, but just his transformation and playability in both robot and gun mode are just great. I mean, they really are. And with robot mode, you've even got options like, you know, he's very posable. You've got the sword that you can use. You can put the fusion cannon on his back and put these things over where his hands are. So he's got like 2 hand cannons. Ha ha ha. You can unclip these and attach them to give him 1 giant cannon. You can use this armature on his back, which actually comes out and like bends around. You can actually attach the cannon to that and have it slung underneath his arm there, sort of like a side-mounted cannon. There's all kinds of stuff you can do in robot mode, and then the pistol is just fun. It holds together well. It's fun to just wave around and, you know, pew-pew with. Like I said, it's a good time. And the benefit, too, is that pistol mode, that particular pistol, I don't have an issue bringing with me if I'm, like, you know, gonna play with something in my... like if I'm going to work or traveling or whatever, because this isn't something that someone's going to look at and be like, that's a real gun, because it doesn't look like a real gun. Whereas Mitron, I will never be... yeah, Mitron's not leaving the house, because that could get me into trouble. Oh, and one last little bit for the curious, a little size comparison there. There's Samus. So, yeah, Rioter Despotron is also a pretty decent size. Not quite masterpiece size, but he is a good size. And again, very nicely detailed robot. Just the shape is fantastic. All the little liberties they took with it. Like, I really, really like what MakeToys has been doing with this line. I said that with Striker Manus, but it's really, really cool. I really like that they're kind of doing their own thing with it, because it's working. For me, at least, it is really working. This is just a fantastic look. And I really, really hope that they do a few more. I mean, I know they're supposed to be, but I'm really looking forward to more. I'm on board. I'm totally on board. Anyway, that will be that. So that has been my look at MakeToys Rioter Despotron. This guy is fantastic, and you should totally get him if you've been thinking about it. If you have Striker Manus, as far as I'm concerned, he's actually better than Striker Manus. He's fantastic. And I'll have a link down there to buy him if you are so inclined, because he's worth it. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. As per usual, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Any combination of those 3 will make me a happy Rob. And remember, art is more than meets the eye.